is popping, everybody? My name is Ian, and welcome back to the Original Fashion Tarot channel. Now, I've got a little bit of a special video for you guys today, and it will probably be a little bit of a mini-series going on for at least today and tomorrow. This is unboxing the Greek gods and goddesses, round number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got the second half of this deck. Technically, this is its own full deck, and it does have a lot of the Greek legends. But what it doesn't have is all of them. This is the second half of the equation. I have not looked at these cards. This will be the first time for me looking at these cards as well. However, I do know many of the legends contained within these cards. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the unboxing. Let's begin. Our first card will be the Wrath of Poseidon. Wow. Look at this. This gorgeous art, by the way. Shout out to the creator of these cards for this deck, because these cards are gorgeous. The Wrath of Poseidon is our first card. Now, I'm sure you all know Poseidon, the Earthshaker, Stormbringer, Father of Voices. You've been keeping up with the Tarot videos. You know who this guy is. He's my personal favorite of the Olympian gods. This shows him when he's really mad. This shows Poseidon when he is losing his mind. He is pissed, and he can make some pretty terrifying stuff happen. He can capsize entire ships if he really wants to. So that's that card. Let's see what we have next. Our next card, Hermes Cunning. Now, we do have a similar card to this, though this card shows Hermes in a more godly form, I'd say, because the Hermes Messenger card, again, if you keep up my other tarot videos, you'd understand, Hermes Messenger card is more of him just doing his daily business, doing his daily godly duties. This shows him going at a blazing speed, a real fast pace, going at whatever pace he can to achieve his ends. And he's not stopping for anybody. He is a blur right now. Very nice card there. Next, the Gorgon's Lair. Not to be mistaken with the Gorgon's Stair. This is their lair, their home. Let me show this card off a little bit better here. It's a very well-made one. Danger, fear, and vigilance is what that card would describe. Yeah, I'd say so. You have to be really on your toes when you're around the Gorgons, because you don't know the Gorgons. The Gorgons are Medusa and her two sisters. Although only Medusa was given the curse of turning you to stone if you looked her in the eyes. Only she must bear the weight of that curse. Her sisters are just snake-headed ladies. Very nice cards here. Let's see what's next. The Olympian Summit. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a very powerful card. This depicts the Olympians, the 12 major Olympian gods, mind you, and probably some of the other gods as well. I don't know if you can see there, but yeah, it does show some of the other gods as well, sitting before the throne of Zeus and conversing about what to do next. This is an event that would often take place during the summer and winter solstices, when the gods are at their strongest and when the gods are at their weakest. They're at their strongest during the summer, when it's nice and warm, there's a lot of light, but they're at their weakest during winter, when the darkness falls. It can be pretty unsettling. It can be very, very unsettling indeed. Let's see what's next. Achilles' heel. Wow. Vulnerability, strength, and fate. So I'm sure you've all heard of the legend of the Achilles' heel. You know, someone's one weak spot, somebody having an Achilles' heel for someone else, something like that, you know. But this is the actual Achilles. This is where that legend originated from. This is Achilles in the old Greek mythos, you know, with his weak heel. See, the legend of Achilles is a bit of a tragic one. His mother dumped him in the river Styx. That's spelled Styx for anyone wondering. The river of promises, or broken promises even. And she dunked him in there, held him out by his ankle so that when he rose up again, his only weak spot was his ankle. And nobody could figure out why he defends his ankle so vehemently until one fateful day he forgot to defend his ankle. He was stabbed in it, and unfortunately, that one stab was all it took because the rest of him had become invincible. That's why it's called the Achilles heel, because it was his only point on his body that could be harmed. The rest of his skin, invincible. Let's see what's next here. Persephone's return. Interesting. Okay. So we've seen a Persephone's transformation card in the other deck here. We've seen that card, but this card here actually depicts her returning to the overworld. This depicts her rising from the depths of Hades' palace and bringing life to the world once again. That's why we have seasons, or so the Greek mythologies would tell you, because Persephone goes down into the underworld for half the year and rises up for the other half. And her mother, Demeter, is very happy when she's up here. That's why we have spring and summer. But she gets very sad when she's down there. That's why we have fall and winter. What's next? The Oracle of Delphi. Wow. So we've had many Oracle cards in the other deck. We've never had this one before. The True Oracle at Delphi. Prophecy, mystery, and guidance. This was in the Greek mythos how every legend started. And I do mean every legend. This oracle set in motion events that one way or another were destined to happen. Once it was spoken by the oracle, those events had to happen, no matter what. It didn't matter what shape or form they took, because believe me, they took many shapes and many forms that people couldn't believe. But they did happen. And this oracle was the one who set them all in motion. She is the origin of all legends in the Greek mythos. The origin of them all. Next up, the Flight of Pegasus. Oh, so we have a Pegasus' Ascent card in the other deck, but this is actually showing him flying high above the clouds. This shows him after his flight, where he is riding high, enjoying his time, living life. Basically, being his best self, free, inspired, all the way up in the world. It's a very nice card. If you ever get that card, guys, well, just know things are going well for you. What's next? The Garden of Hesperides. Now this is a very interesting card indeed. This is a legend I don't think I've actually ever told. So this garden was, I'm not sure what the mountain was called originally in the Greek mythos, but this is the mountain that holds the golden apple tree. And the golden apples are extremely valuable and rare indeed. They're said to be the most valuable fruit in the Greek mythos. If I recall correctly, so eating the full golden apple would grant somebody immortality. I could be wrong about that, but I believe that's what the golden apple does. Eating the whole golden apple would grant the person immortality, which is why it was heavily guarded by a ferocious dragon. Pelion, I think was his name, and 4 sisters who helped guide Pelion and helped guard the golden apples. There was only one hero who ever managed to succeed at getting a golden apple, I believe. And well, I think we all know his name. But just in case you don't, Hercules. Of course, it's Hercules. And next up, we have Elysium's Field. Peace, reward, afterlife. The fields of Elysium. This is where all the Greek heroes that didn't become gods, which, Hercules did become a god, but all the other Greek heroes, this is where they went when they died. They were judged by the judges in Hades' courts. And depending on how they did in their life, this is, one of the places they could have ended up. This is the best place they could have ended up. The Fields of Elysium. Basically, Greek heaven. And, fun little fact, you could actually choose to reincarnate from the Fields of Elysium if you so chose to do so. And if you survived 3 lives and were a hero thrice over, you would gain access to the Isles of the Blessed. That's spelled B-L-E-S-T, for anyone wondering, which were basically the elite of the elite heroes who had served 3 lives and led 3 heroic existences. Very tough one to get in there, but people have done it. People have done it. Let's see what's next here. The Wings of Daedalus. Oh, this is a tragic tale indeed. This card depicts Daedalus and one of his family members, I believe it was his son or his stepson or whatever it was, Icarus, crafting the wings to escape the lair of Minos. They were crafting wings to escape the labyrinth, which Daedalus himself had built, by the way. Daedalus built the labyrinth, and Minos has trapped him in there to make inventions for Minos. And this invention was to help them escape. He made 2 pairs of wings. And well, I think we all know what happened when Icarus flew too close to the sun. Very tragic tale indeed. But no, yes. This is before that happened. This is him making the wings. The wings that were an innovation, a big risk, but held the chance for freedom for them both. Let's see what's next here. Echo's Lament. Okay, so we already do have this card, but it's shown in a different light this time. See, Echo was actually a person once upon a time. She was actually a person. And she tried to, very much so, not fall in love with the man called Narcissus. Ever heard of narcissistic personality disorder? That's the man who originated it. He fell in love with his own reflection. And she stayed by his side and tried her very best to get his attention. But she simply could not. And in the end, she actually became cursed. Not even by any of the gods, I don't think. No. I think this was a curse that just was inflicted upon herself. And every word that she said was an echo of somebody else's. So if somebody else said, you look beautiful, she would have to say the same thing as well. That's why it's called an echo these days. That's where the word, the legend of the echo came from. It's a sad and tragic tale indeed. Because to this day, it's said that she is still trying to make that man fall in love with her. And I don't think she'll ever succeed. It's a sad tale indeed. And finally, our final card of the day, Ares Battlefield. This is a very powerful card, this one. This shows Ares, the god of war, in his true godly form as we would know it as mortals. This shows him at war, on the battlefield, doing, the god of war things. He is fully armored up, he's got his battle axe, he's got his war helm. He is, quite literally, going to war. It is a card of conflict, courage, and strength, if anyone's wondering. So, yeah. That is where I'm going to be ending off this part of unboxing the Greek gods round 2. But stay tuned, because there will be more. There will absolutely be more. I have many, many, many more cards to unbox here. So stay tuned. This may be a very long series, this one, compared to the last one. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video of this. We're still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all for watching, and have an amazing rest of your day. Peace out, folks.